I've made this frame up ready, and I've actually done, I decided to do a separate door frame installation video. So if that's something you might want to see, this is it on the screen now. If you don't, not a problem. Now, I've got this set for here. Now, I've already mentioned I've got to put a header in here, which is roughly there, is the top of the door frame. So I've got to fill that in, bit of timber structure, fixed into the brickwork, either side, into the timber there, and then plasterboard it. I have then used this opening. Let me just step back. Use this opening to do the door frame installation video. So again, have a look at that if you want to. And this is all fixed now. I shall now take off my planted stop that I've used to keep my legs parallel, explained in the other video, and make sure no one falls over it, including me, because I've needed it 2 or 3 times already, and that's what I do all the time, and I still nearly fall over it. I'll take this off, and then I'm going to move on to, I think, I'm going to, while the customer's out, I'm going to break this out, get this ready for concreting, and then I'm going to go into here, moving this out the way. I'm going to go into there, cut that board in half, so it's easier for me to handle, insulate further, at least halfway, put one of these boards up, and then Gil still give us access to put the vents in, or tile vents in, for the extractors we've got to do. And I've already explained, we forgot. We're on a human, ploughed ahead, got stuff done, trying to get watertight, trying to get plasterboard done so we can get the skimming done, so we can get the kitchen ordered, and we completely forgot that we hadn't put the vents in. Now we've got great access anyway, so the access to get to it isn't a problem, just the fact that we're now going to take a bit of insulation down and put the tile vents on. So that's what we've got to do. These things happen when you're trying to plough ahead. Right then, let's get something done.
Hello, how are you? I'm living on the moon. I'm calling from a telephone inside of a saloon. The only other person here left many years ago, and now I sit here at the bar feeling so alone. I've read all of the books I had and walked the planet round, but still the thing I'm looking for refuses to be found, except this clanging deep regret. Oh, I am such a fool, a man who wanted quiet, so he went up to the moon. But now this precious solitude I once thought so sublime has changed my sense of what is real and what is in my mind. I think I hear the voices of my distant family, the laughter of my oldest friends, the years I haven't seen. I know that that's impossible, I tell myself each day, but no one stops those growing sounds, they will not go away, but no one comes here.
You might have seen someone appear on the time lapse, but Robbo's back. He's doing the thermostats for the central heating, and then he's going to put the underfloor heating on really, really low to help dry out the screed. This has been down for a couple of weeks now, so we're going to put it on really low just to help it dry out a little bit, and then next week he'll come and fit the stat over there so the customer can control it prior to plastering to get it all dry. I forgot to put my camera on, but all I've done, you might have seen on time-lapse, I've DPC'd all this, or DPM'd. I've put an extra piece of DPC on top of the concrete there, because I can't, because of the height of it, it's, I don't know how thick that concrete is, but it's the slab for this floor. I don't know whether they've done any membrane or insulation before us, I don't know. But all I've done is I've wrapped it over the top, because there's no point breaking what looks about 6 inches thick of concrete to put concrete back in. So I've got a thickness now of about, I don't know, maybe 75 mil, 100 mil maybe, at that end. And at this end we've got about 75, because there's a bit of discrepancy in the 2 floors. It's bang on over there. But as you come through to here, and I think it's because of the quarry tiles and the thickness of the compo they've used to put them on. That's what I think the difference in the floor level is, because it's parquet floor in there, which is beautiful. Anyway, so I started to put the concrete in. I've just did a good mix. I don't know what ratio, about 7 and 1 I think I've done for this bit of concrete, something like that anyway. And then yeah, I'm just going to fill this now on top of the insulation I put in. Now I've only put 25mm insulation in there, but what can I say? That's what we've got. There's nothing there at the minute, so it's only bettering, isn't it? So I put insulation in the floor first, and I put some bit of upstand. I put sand in first. You may have seen me tamping it all down. The only way I knew I could with the tools I've got is a bit of timber and my hammer, smashing it all down nice and hard so it's flat, which then stops any piercing of the DPM. I've then put the DPM down, and like I've just said, extra bit of DPC on top of the concrete, so the concrete doesn't then damage the DPM when I put this concrete in. Insulation on the top, a couple of pieces of 25mm, upstands there, just to stop it going that way and that way. Excuse me, and also just to blank that bit of cavity off at the bottoms. I'll fill this full of concrete, I'll trowel this off, and what I'll probably do is there, because a cupboard's going there, I'll do that, trowel that off flat, but this one I'll trowel it off to the existing floor, and then we'll go from there. Right then, I'm not going to put a camera on because it's a bit of concrete in, isn't it? And when you're a carpenter, it's exciting. So anyway, I'll do this now and I'll show you the finished product in a minute. Concreting's done. As you may or may not know, concreting, you can't really get it to a slope. So all I've done is I've made sure that this edge is all nice and flat to this. And it is a bit high at the back, so I've just troweled it off, and that's it now. So when the latex is floor, because the customer's having Cardine flooring, which is like vinyl, if you like, posh vinyl, they can latex into that now, and then decide whether they want to get rid of that little bit of a step just by taking these quiet tiles up, or whether they're going to have a slope in, and you know, I don't know. But there is only one sort of floor level you can go to, whether it be that one or this one, and what do you do? Okay then, apologies for the light, end of the day now. So you've seen me put the insulation in between. I've then boarded this bit, and then I've got some more insulation. As you can just see, it's sort of sticking out there and there. And with the aid of a soft broom, pushed it tight into this corner and then rolled it out to there. And then when we're done with this and this, that is enough length to roll and come all the way to here. That's what that's up there. And then what I have done, which I forgot to show you, but where these little bits of partition, this one above the ceiling, where I can reach, you might just be able to see there, just there in the shot there, I've started to add a bit of insulation to there, into the sides as well. Again, because it's a bit of a cold void, and you know, just, I know nothing's going to happen, but it's just belts and braces really. All I've done then is I've just got the boards off the floor in the room there and just washed these on, cut them to size and washed them on. This one is for the ceiling. I've just screwed that to the wall. This is the remainder of this, just to get that out of the way so we're a bit tidier in here. Robbo's been, and the underfloor heating is now on very, very its lowest setting to try and help dry the floor out. And the customer's now got a thermostat, wireless, which is ace. And I am just going to tidy up before I go home. Welcome to the day then. Oh, morning Mick. Right into shot. Couldn't have timed it any better. Okay, so we are now stood without jackets and hats and things. And it's lovely. The underfloor heating's been on now since Friday. Then if it's going to be a few seconds ago, or last episode, that you would have seen that Robbo came and put the underfloor heating on for us and did all the thermostats for the house, so that's good. So what I'll do now is I'm going to show you what we got planned for the day. So one of my jobs is put that into there, and the reason it wasn't done the other day is because I was concreting this, which is all lovely now and solid. So we've just put the today's washer on, and the backstory to that is the feed was wrong under the sink. It was pumping out hot water. So we're not just here to do people's washing, we've got to do the plumbing correct as well so they can use it right. Easy done. Yeah. So then what we're going to do, I've already discussed this as well, we're going to bring the ducting that we've got loads of stuff over there. We're going to come through here, across here, and we've set all this up to do this. We could just kind of cut holes through there, come across, flat, and then bend down like that. Could you see being shot then? Come down like that, and come through on, hopefully on that brick, and that brick there. Just come through and pop through there, just above those, that header course there. And then, already mentioned, this boxing there will all be one complete boxing to house the fact that we're going to bring the bends up there like that. And tall vent. So that's where we are. Let's get on with it then, shall we? Oh, lovely cup of tea. We haven't videoed anything because it didn't seem like it was going to be of any interest. We didn't think it was going to be any good, did we, Mick? To be honest, just us doing this footage, just smashing out. But all we've done there, we've smashed a brick out there because this brick only goes up to the plasterboard line. Because this isn't a supporting wall because the joists go this way. So we just took a brick out. What we've done then is we put a timber on the wall there, and it'll step it away from that gas pipe there, because we're going to put a flat ceiling in there, if I haven't already mentioned it. We'll now fix the brackets for this ducting, which is this stuff Mick's got now, this 1 metre, 110 by 54. Cross there, poke it through, come through to here. And before we get any comments, that is temporary. That's all got to come out old. It's just because it's in our way. So we put Wagos on it for now because it was a box that didn't even work right. They'd put one of these on and not wired it correctly. It just went in and out in the same one, put the two in the same hole. The nut they did there. But anyway, so timber there. We've then broke through up here, meaning that you can't really see it from here, but it's the other side of the timber there anyway. I can't really show you from here. There's a hole just there, and it'll come through, and we'll put a 90 on it and go up into this void up here. So that'll work. Got it?
Yeah. That's where we are there. You can't because the bracket's on against the joint.
That's what it is then. It's got to come to me, look.
I'll do the other side of the bracket then. Let me stop this. Okay, there's kind of the finished product this end in this room. Anyway, we've taped up the joints as you've just seen. So working our way back, we've got bubbled that, so we're nice and flat. Same there, through this boxing that we built the other day, and we emerge out of the other end. There we've got all taped up and clipped. As you can see, the clips are on as well. And then we go into the darkness a little bit. And what we're going to do here, where it emerges, let me zoom in on that one. I'll try not the other way. There we go. That's where we're going to come out. And we're just going to put a square to round connector onto that now. We'll tape that one in as well. Probably don't need to tape them, it's just belt and braces. I'm sorry for the echo, but I'm in a little cupboard.
I mean, they do friction fit quite well, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've had to sort of force that on almost, so, but we will put some
We'll
tape on
tape
anyway.
anyway, so it's a bit of belt and braces. And then we're just going to flexi. You've seen the round ducting, it's just a bit of, it's like the old tumble dryer stuff. It's plastic with some wire spiral through it, it's like a spring. So we'll have a flexi onto that, which then goes down onto the fan itself on the false ceiling. We're going to put in here. So all this is going to be above a false ceiling anyway.
And we'll put a Jubilee clip on this as well, so it can't pull off at any point. So
This is this end where you got the fan causing a little bit of vibration, so it's probably better.
So
I can't get any higher up to get Richie's head out of the way of it.
there we go. So there we are.
And that's that. That's all she wrote.
So we'll flex it onto that now. Jubilee clip, flex it onto there, and then in this part, a bit of a flat ceiling, and we'll mount the fan here, and that's it. I can't see a bum crack, Mick, now. Right then, so Mick's just, he's worried about his bum crack. He's just finishing off that fixing now. All we've done is, because as you were aware, we put the base plate, or the sole plate, sorry, over there like that. From that floor, transitioned into this one, and there's a bit of a difference in height. So we put a packer under there with our DPC, even though it doesn't need it now because it's fully DPM'd, and as you'd have seen anyway, put the concrete in. So we'll put the insulation back in, put that board back on, fit this frame. This is getting boarded. I've just removed the sill from there, the sill section from there, to get our floor levels, which is great. Board this, board that, get this frame in, board under there. Now, I don't think I showed you the end of the last footage that we had got all this framed in. So that's our frame now, comes across, and that's where our frame's going, roughly, about 60mm down from that point. So we've got a nice architrave gap, even though we changed our plan today anyway. We did all of this, and when we were off yesterday, the sparky came and moved the wires, or those wires that are in there that we did. He has actually now isolated them, and that's all behind there now. That's all cut off, isolated, that's behind there. So that bit of wire now has just got Wagos on it. You might get it out actually just to reuse the Wagos, because it's cut the other side. We can just pull it out and reuse the Wagos because they're not cheap. I've been to fetch more fittings for this so we can finish in there, but the plasterer wants to come. So the plan is to 100% get this room ready. So bond all these reveals in, hence we're taking the select, so I want to do all the way down to the floor. Get all this 100% ready. So this room is done for him to walk into once all the stuff's out of it. And then we'll move it into here. We'll finish the last bit of ducting. That doorway's going to have to come out because we want it all the way through passageway there. You know, no door framing. And then we'll get this room prepped as well, put the flat ceiling in. So that's what we're going to be doing next. Frames in, got some really good fixings with some 120 by 6 screws, or 5-inch 12s if you like, old school. Boarded all that, put a timber on it, boarded that, fixed it into there, under there, so you don't see those screws. Filled that with insulation, boarded that, we're now boarding this, and we'll board that. I think I mentioned the spark had been yesterday when me and Mick were off. And he's done isolation for the fan. And the obviously feeds up there, ready to put into this void when I put this flat roof in. And he's done the same, I believe, over here somewhere, has he? Or hasn't he? Oh, that could be a phone call. Can't see a cable there. Right, okay, well that's a phone call for me. I thought he'd done that. Right then, so we're going to move into here next and get this boarded. And then end of the day, we're going to bond all the pieces. And here, like we can bond this, bond that, and then I've took the sill and everything off there. Get this bonded. Get any bits like this foamed and bonded. Cut that off. Adhesive that and board that sill. And adhesive and board that bit there because we want to go into this groove here, which on these windows is great. It's actually designed for it. So it sits like this, look. You stick it inside that. So what you don't get there is you don't get any crack in there around your door because there's no joint, because the joint goes in the designed groove, if you like, or rebate, whatever you want to call it. A bit like when you put the Velux windows in the groove, designed in there. So we're just going to put a smear on there and fill that as well, so that looks the same. Cut this off, so we get this kitchen 100% done then. Right then. We didn't film it, didn't really see the need. I'm sure you're bored of watching dabbing and what have you. Boarding, yeah. So that's all boarded. That's all boarded, so we're now flush with that. The same as the size, which looks really nice finish. And then I foam that in. Framed and boarded that, so that can be skimmed over. Just some insulation there for now, right, crammed it in tight, and then it's only insulation just as a bed ready for the bond, and bond this in. So tomorrow we're going to be stripping the shelf off and then forming a boxing in there, and then making sure our hot and colds come down and come over to here. And then we're going to have a look at into here, bonding the reveal to the French door, boarding this once we've talked to Neil about the power for that, which is the duct, and then bond in there, that you can see there. And yeah, board the ducting, I think, Nick, yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
We're trying to get to a point where the plasterer can come in, start in the kitchen and work his way around into the toilet and the corridor, then into here, which is the new utility, if you like, and then into there. That's what we think his preference is going to be, but we need to talk to him. But what we're hoping is that he'll start in the kitchen, so we can then get this configuration here, this whole temporary sink, washing machine and dryer, and we can put it into the new kitchen once it's plastered, and we can put it along that wall there, temporary, while we're smashing that out in there to get ready for the plasterer. So he's sort of in front of him. That's the plan. Because Neil Spark has got to get into the utility again anyway to strip all that out, because there's cooker switches and stuff in there still from the old kitchen. So hopefully within this time, 2 weeks, we'll all be skimmed out. And then we're going to wait till April the 3rd, wasn't it?
Got a box that serving hatching as well.
Oh, a box of serving hatching as well, yeah. April the 3rd, kitchen comes, so we'll be fitting the kitchen about April the 3rd. And you'll probably see that video, probably end of April, middle of April maybe.
Next year.
Yeah. So yeah, not much footage for today, but there would have been enough in this episode anyway. I mean, this may even be the end of the episode, I don't know. But if it is, well, we thank you for watching. If it isn't, stay tuned and there's more to come. So whichever part of the country you are this morning, you would have woke up to this as well. Between us, it took us 4 hours to get in this morning, and I'm only 13 miles away from here. Yeah, and Mick spent half the journey down for a wee, didn't you, Mick? That's information you can't unhear, isn't it? Anyway, so we've cut straight on. We're just prepping for plasterer because he's now told us he's going to come tomorrow to do this kitchen, which is brilliant. So we've just been going around making sure all the board edges are all flush and all cut, ready to go for him. I'll take that little bit of foam off there that's sticking out. I've cut the foam off here, trimmed all these edges, cut the foam back here that I put on. So we're going to go around now with some bonding, do all the little tiny bits getting prepped. And I wanted to show you something just to prove that over-engineering existed years ago, not just now. This is just a coat hook thing. Can you see that? That's bolted. Just a coat hook, nothing else there, just a coat hook. And goes all the way through to there, look. Unbelievable. Yeah, it was used to be chainmail coats, yeah, that's right. So there we are then. Over-engineering did exist even years and years ago.
Polaroids all scattered across the dusty floor in the backseat of my Chevy 58, along with bits of candy wrappers. Looking back to when our castle was a vacation was making figure eights in the parking lot. Remember when we used to forget when we forgot? It wasn't like we didn't work hard enough. I'm trying to hold on to all the things that we did right. But how could I forget about you leaving? Since my heart has never stopped bleeding, all that I can see is that I lost you then. I'm looking for a reason to forgive you, and sometimes I even wanna be with you, just the way you say that it's alright now. I am tearing down this wall.
We've just cut the ducting, the square duct, which is on there, and now we've inserted a square to round. You can see there, which we don't really need to tape up by all accounts.
Yes, quite good friction fit that is.
But we've done it on all the others, and
Peace of mind.
why
Peace
not?
of mind.
Why not? So we're taping that up to there. And then that, where his hand is, will go from the flexi, you know, the kind of stuff you used to have on the back of a tumble dryer, that plastic wire filled flexi pipe will go on there, and we'll go straight through the ceiling like we mentioned earlier. Not the ceiling, through the roof.
Tile, with the old tile vent.
With
Show,
the tile
go and
vent.
show them the tile vent, mate.
Right,
And
right, I'm going to go and get a tile vent and show you.
I'll finish this.
As if by magic, there's one right here. Right, I fetched a few of these this morning, 3 in fact, so yeah, that's them. That's the profile of what we've got above. Goes into that square duct. We've got the adapter, which goes onto there, which goes to the round, which is 4 inch, it's all 4 inch.
Just like that, is it, in the ceiling?
Yeah, that's that. And these tiles can be put side by side, in line on top of each other. Well, not on top of each, you know what I mean, one above the other with in the line.
That goes on there.
And, yeah, as he says,
Like that.
the flexi goes on there, and that then goes on the other side of that.
So, like that, I shan't be
Yeah, and we can put another tile in line side by side, because we've got 3 obviously. We've got the cloakroom, utility and the cooker all need powered extraction, which we're allowed to do with these next to each other apparently. So
that's what we're going to do.
So that's exactly what we're doing.
Right then. So
Water flow getting slightly low.
what we've done is, and it was quite a simple process really, using the saw, plunge cut the timber, which if you remember from previous episodes, I've put that in there to accommodate any fixings for the tall the tall units and the wall cupboards, so it's going all across there. And likewise, if you remember, I put one in there as well for the base units. And then, as much as they're ridiculously expensive, these Bosch, what do they call them? What's it, teeth? I don't know. What big, whatever they call them, shark teeth, whatever they call them, blades. It makes an easy job of it. Yes, 15 quid a blade, but there you go, it's easy. So all we've done then is, because we've got structure on this beam all the way through, and it's fixed all the way through, if you remember, I've then put another screw in there, and cut the top plate out there. Notch that out there, because that is roughly where it's going to sit. What that allows us to then is, this 90 degree bend can go in there, which would ultimately then the other side sit above the wall cupboard. I can sit that all the way into the wall so it goes flush with this face, so we can board over it. And then with a piece of ducting then, I'll go up there, off the top of this. Sorry Michael, would you want to own that please? I'll come off the top of this, once I've sunk it in the wall, up there with a bit of ducting. And then on the top of that, what we'll do then is get this, which is a square to round, designed for the bigger trunking, unlike that one, because this needs a lot more volume of air flow through it. So that'll be in the wall, That'll be above the ceiling like that. Can you just see that? That'll be above the ceiling in this void, and then I'll come onto there with the 5-inch flexible ducting, and then up to the tile vents, which Mick has already shown you. And that's that then. And I'm really happy with that because it's worked out beautiful. Okay, and then we're ready for the plasterer. So that is the plan for the ducting for the extractor, which is going there. So the bend that I showed you, that's going vertically now, 90 up that way, pokes through the wall there, like a little letterbox. And then what we do, we'll now get this 90 and bits of pipe. That will sit on there like that, on top of the cupboard. And then when we get above the extractor, what we'll do is that'll go into there. The 5-inch ducting will fit on top of that, above the extractor unit. That'll go on there like that. And that's it. That's how we do it. And then the other side, as Mick said, goes to the tile vents. And that's how you do it. Not a bad day then. And as you can see, we are all clean, tidy, done, swept, ready for the plasterer in the morning. I'm just going to go and fetch the stuff now. And we have, as you've seen, we've already prepped this. You know about that. You know about the bits of bonding and stuff to be done as well. That prepped. And we've got everything together for the jobs tomorrow, which is the boxings and the toilet and everything else, while the plasterer's in here. Right then, we'll leave the episode there, shall we? And we'll see you on the next one.